love-struck Romeo sing the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Find the streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? Juliet says, hey, it's Romeo, he nearly gave me a heart attack. He's underneath the window, she's singing, hey, lie, my boyfriend's back. You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? Juliet, the dice was loaded from the start, and I bet, and you exploded into my heart, and I forget the movie song. When you're gonna realize it was just that the time was wrong. Juliet.
July 21st, I went on a day hike up in Blewett Pass, and with the dog, and on the way back, so mid-hike, it was mid-hike, I really got the urge to see the new Batman movie, right? And so I called, I made it a point to stop in Roswell on the way home, because I think it'd be cool to, go to a little theater and watch the movie. And so I did, and I put the dog in the back of the truck and watched the movie. And before I left town, I was going to stop and get a beer at the Brick, this little bar in Roslyn. And while I was there,
I wasn't there.
While I was there, I ran into Chad and Joe Monero and a few other guys that I knew from some congregations down south. And played some pool, had a few drinks. And my friend Joe convinced me to come back to camp because he said there was more beer and some single sisters there. And then I asked for any of them, okay, this is true, this is a true part of the story. I asked for any of them hot, and he said, not really. And I was like, well, you probably have hot friends, right? And he's like, yes, and that's exactly why I want you to come back.
Can you believe that? Yeah.
No, seriously, that's part of the story. And so, from the girls' point of view, me and Chad drove together, and so some other guys showed up at camp first. And what were the girls' point of view?
No, the guys said that they were going to leave for an hour and go get beer, and it was 3 hours later, and probably 11:30 at night, and they come back, and Chad wasn't with them. And so we're like, where's Chad? And I could tell that his wife Jackie was irritated. And we're like, he's with some guy you met at the bar. And we're like, what? So 20 minutes later, him and Richard pull up in the car, and Richard gets out and sits down on a cooler around the campfire, and apparently I was glaring at him, but I thought he was some worldly guy. So I was like, why is this guy at camp with us? We're camping. What is going on here? And then he said something, and I realized that he was a witness, and he went to my grandma's hall. And so then we talked for a little bit. And I don't know.
No, I had no intentions of camping that night. I was just gonna go, it was a day hike thing, just go for the day and go back home. But I ended up staying the night, and I stayed in my truck, and it was kind of cold out that night, actually, and I didn't have a blanket or anything like that, and so she gave me, the thinnest blanket in the world.
It was all I had.
No, it was a nice gesture, and I used it. And then, so the next morning, before I left, first of all, we had some blueberries. She gave me some blueberries the next morning. And then, shortly before I left, I went over to her to give her blanket back.
You were not telling this part of the story.
And what'd you do?
I didn't do anything with the blanket.
You smelled the blanket?
No.
She did.
As a joke.
She smelled the blanket.
Because we were playing cards, and he gave me the blanket back, and the girls were like, ooh, what do you think of Richard? He's single. And I jokingly took the blanket, and I was like, but I didn't really smell it.
Yes.
But I told him about it later, and he's totally thinks he's hot stuff because I smelled the blanket.
And then on the way home, I was thinking about it, and I decided I was totally going to Facebook stalk her when I got home. So I did. That's how it went down, though.
Yeah, that is how it went down. But he still says to this day that I was looking pretty rough, and I said, well, I was cute enough for you to Facebook stalk me.
It's true.
And then we started talking, and then we went on a date.
Oh, we forgot to tell about the when I almost died.
Oh yeah, he almost died that night.
I did. No, so apparently they told me they were camping on a cliff, like on the edge of a cliff, and so I didn't. And it was dark out, so I couldn't really see anything, so I didn't really know exactly where the cliff was. And so before everyone was about to turn in, I really had to go to the bathroom, and I could see not too far away. It looked like there was an opening where I could, an opening where I could go. And so I started walking over, and there's this. So I'm out of this cliff. There's like this tree that's kind of growing out of the side of the cliff and went up, so it looked like everything was like leveled out. So I started walking over in that direction, and I took like one step, 2 step, 3 step, and like 4th and 5th step or whatever. I took one more step, and then I just like dropped straight down. And I was able to
actually really scary.
I was able to catch myself like after 5 or 6 feet or whatever, and all the guys say that if I hadn't been wearing a white shirt, none of them would have knew I went over, because I didn't make a sound, and they saw me in my white shirt, and then all of a sudden they didn't see me, and so they knew that something was up. So.
And he came out like without a scratch, but you totally could have died.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah. Then we wouldn't be getting.
And then the next morning they showed me what I fell down, and it was pretty intense. It was just like this deep ravine, like 30, 40 feet down or whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of a weird story how we met.
So that is the story of how me and Mia met.
All right, show the dice move.
This is the dice move. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's
terrible.
No, it's not. You gotta get the motion out. You have to like move around and.
There's no music.
But yeah, and you put
That's okay. I'll put music to it.
Let me see those chips.
Ready, set.
move your thumb lower.
Are you mine?
Oh my gosh. He's almost like a beetle. Are you still attracted to that?
I need you to
Act like the guy. Are you serious? Ew, Richard, that's not cute.
All right, here we go. Ready? Do it. Do you know how much anti-camera shake I have to do on this camera? Oh my goodness. All right, get together. Give her a kiss after that one. She's got a lip.
Oh my gosh, that thing's shaking. Oh, were you gonna jiggle your feet over and sit down?
Yeah.
Let me see the little,
Like a little
like
well, that's
cabinet.
cute.
But I don't get how she's gonna be in there.
You can sit in the chair.
If I sit in the chair, I'm gonna be fine.
No, because I can still put my head up.
Get out here. I'll be the mom. Get out.
Down the hole.
So that is the story of how me and Mia met.
Because you stopped for a beer at a bar.
Pretty much, yeah. A beer in a movie, yeah. Literally, yeah.